The 2014 midterm election swept a wave of new Republicans into Congress, including a number of conservative women. But some critics are still saying there's a GOP war on women. David Brody got a chance to catch up with Concerned Women for America's Penny Nance. Take a look at what she had to say on election night.
Are you reaching for the Pepto-Bismol on this war on women?
I'm so sick of it. I am so. In fact, we have a great resource that's just our answer to that. It's a booklet on our website called War No More. And it's the truth, the good, hard data, economic numbers. I mean, the truth is we enjoy more freedom and more economic opportunity as women in this country than anywhere else in the world and in any other place in time.
So is there any credibility to the Democrats' accusations about a war on women, or is it now dead in the water? Penny Nance from Concerned Women for America joins us now with more. Welcome, Penny.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good to have you on our program. Talk about these conservative women who voters elected this week. Tell us who they are and what their conservative views are.
Despite the fact that the Democrats spent about 60% of their advertising budget waging a so-called war on women, they lost miserably on election night. What we saw were historic gains by conservative women. Women like Mia Love from Utah, who's the first black Republican woman elected to Congress. Joni Ernst from Iowa is the first female veteran elected to the Senate, and she's a Republican. And what we saw on the flip side of that was the liberal candidates like Sandra Fluke, the poster girl for abortion on demand and free stuff, went down by 22 points in California. And Wendy Davis in Texas, who was, the pro-abortion member of the Texas Senate, who stood on the floor and filibustered for abortion, they were rejected out of hand by voters, and we're very pleased to see that this was a great night for conservative women.
So Democrats like Wendy Davis, you mentioned, and also Mark Udall, who campaigned using that war on women strategy, they were defeated, like you said. So why do you think that is? What are voters saying?
You know, clearly it's an overreach. In 2012, that focus group mantra was used over and over, and somewhat successfully, but in 2014, it was such a broad overreach. And the fact that we had juxtaposed the argument whether or not abortion on demand should be legal, whether or not taxpayers should have to be forced to pay for other people's abortion or abortion-inducing drugs, was juxtaposed with real war. The fact that ISIS has been murdering, raping, selling Christian women, Yazidi women in the Middle East. You can't put those two things side by side and look serious. And so, you know, women got tired, frankly, of being talked down to by liberals and rejected that old, fake argument, and we were very pleased with the results.
Exit polls showed unmarried women voted in larger numbers for Democrats. Is the strategy of fear working on some level, would you say?
That's always the case. Married women tend to vote more conservatively. Single women tend to vote more liberal, but the numbers were not there even for them on single women this time. We saw both, and for every race is a little bit different, but they just didn't hold the large margins that they held in the past. And so again, they're slipping. They cannot continue to make up phony issues. What we know that women care about are the same issues that everyone cares about. We care about the economy. We care if we have a job. If you're a married woman, you want your husband to have a job. You want there to be a good education for your children. You want your taxes to be low, and you want your faith to be respected. You want to make sure that you can live out your faith in the public square and in America without the kind of issues like we saw in Houston, where your church is being persecuted, your pastor's being persecuted. You can run your business according to the dictates of your conscience, and you're not forced to pay for other people's abortions. It's a broad range of issues, and we plan to continue to talk about that, to work for gains on the issues we care about, including the economic issues, the national debt, energy, security. All of those issues matter to American women, and Concerned Women for America is going to continue to be your voice.
And Penny, of course, 2016, right around the corner. We're sure to hear about the war on women again. What's the best strategy for exposing the false claims next time around, would you say?
Well, and particularly if Hillary Clinton turns out to be the Democratic nominee for president, I think you will hear this again, same phony arguments. The best antidote to the lie is the truth. And I think that it's really essential that your viewers, that American people have the facts and are armed with the facts. And Concerned Women for America, you mentioned earlier, we have War No More, the truth about the war on women. You can come to concernedwomen.org and get that resource. The truth of the matter is, we live in a country where we have equal opportunity. And certainly are there people who discriminate, who are unfair to women and minorities or any group in this country? That's true. But we also have laws on our side and have since the 60s. And we know that we have courts that make decisions based on those laws. The question, though, is whether or not the government is getting in the way of us having jobs and being able to thrive within our families, whether we're making good decisions or bad decisions. That's the issue. And so we've got to make sure that we are informed and fight a lie with the truth.
All right, Penny Nance of Concerned Women for America. Thanks so much for your time, Penny.
God bless. Thanks, Mark.
You too.